What's good, y'all? It's the Black Horseman. First things first, man. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you be notified when we upload content and go live, man. Shout out to the whole UGC. Smash the like button when y'all come up in here. For the ones catching playback, leave a comment below and give us your thoughts on the live stream, man. I want to talk about Shakur Stevenson. He's definitely trending today. They released some footage of him and another one of his homeboys, man. They savagely put a beat down on a guy and two females. Shakur Stevenson was with one of his homies, and he literally let them hands go. Um, I don't know what the incident was really all about. From what I hear, it got initiated because Shakur Stevenson and his homie was trying to holler at a couple of females, but it just so happened that the females ended up being with a guy, and the guy didn't like it, and they exchanged some words, and a parking garage, it went down. You know what I mean? And Shakur Stevenson was caught on camera, throwing combinations like this guy does in the ring, in a boxing ring, and that was a no-no. And you know what, man? Just let it be known though, this did happen last year, but the footage was just released, you know, today or yesterday. You know what I mean? So the footage is just being released in the media, on the internet. So it's going viral. But this happened last year. But this is the thing about it, man. This guy's had quite a few more fights since the incident, and it's just not a good look for Shakur Stevenson with this incident. I think that my personal opinion is that I think Shakur Stevenson knows that he was wrong. Him and his homies probably shouldn't even been in that situation. You got to move smarter, man. You got to definitely move smarter when you're a professional athlete. Shout out to No Name Rose. Good evening. Shout out to Charles D. Was shaking, brother. Samuel Shaw. What's going on, man? When you're a professional athlete, you definitely got to be smart, man. You got to be smarter. You can't just do any and everything, man. You can't be out certain times of the night, man. Being in a certain environment. Somebody might know who you are. Somebody might want to pick a fight with you, and you just got to move differently when when you're famous, man. When you're a professional fighter, people have seen you on television. you know. But I truly believe that Shakur Stevenson has learned from this. Since the incident, he hasn't gotten into any trouble, from what I've heard. And the last thing you want, if you Shakur Stevenson, is to build a reputation of just getting into trouble, man, constantly. Whether it be with the law, whether it be just you just what I mean, just have a bad image. He got a lot of smart people around him to keep him in line. He got the likes of like Andre Ward, he got Jay Prince, he got Terrence Crawford. I think he has the right people around him, but he has to choose to stay around that energy, man, and not hang out with the guys like who he was hanging out with when they actually got into this fight. And it's Shakur Stevenson, man, I still think he has a bright future. I hope that this doesn't affect his future going, with Top Rank. And I hope this doesn't affect him going into his next fight, because I am a fan of his boxing ability. This guy is a silver medalist in the Olympics. This guy is undefeated as a professional. He's definitely been progressing as a professional, working on certain things that he needs to work on. He's got all the right people around him to get him to the level that he needs to get to. He is on a winning team. He's on the winning side. I just think that he just needs to stay focused. Like I said, this happened last year, but this could, definitely set him back. It's just like the situation with like Ray Rice, on the NFL. He got in a situation, he had a domestic violence situation, put his hands on his wife, and he let him be known what went down. He told the NFL, he told the team, the franchise, what went down, and everything was all good until the footage came out. Could this be that situation where it's like, yeah, okay, it's okay, Shakur, you're gonna be all right. And then this footage is released, and then it's just like, Dang, man, I know it's that bad. Man, what were you thinking about? Are you kidding me, Shakur? You're out here throwing these goddamn combinations on this guy. So this guy, man. That, and when you're professional, man, they your hands, man, is like a deadly weapon. You can't just put your hands on a person in the street. These people don't fight for a living. A lot of these people got regular jobs. He could be working. That guy he put his hands on, that dude probably a construction worker or goddamn sell oranges on the corner or something. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? Who knows? But this guy, he knocks dudes out for a living. He puts hands on people for a living. So they really is gonna come down hard on you when you do something like that. No Name Rose says some of these fighters are like renegades. Yeah. Charles D says he run up on the wrong one there, wrong one. Somebody gonna pop his little ass. That's the thing too. Like, man, it could have been worse, bro. What if you had little Julio hanging back in the cut, with the machete, or worse, with the pistol on him? Could have been a bad situation, man. Could have been a bad situation. Sammy Shaw says, yep, hands are registered. Noni Rose says, I'm very disappointed in Stevenson. I liked him as a boxer. However, I'm very disappointed. Yeah, I mean, when it first came out, I did a video on it. My other channel, when I was still doing boxing content on Black Horse Promotions channel. And it was like I was disappointed in him because one thing about me, for me to remain a fan of somebody, their character is important to me. You can't just be some knucklehead out here in the streets because you are setting the example. You are setting the example. You can't just be out here just doing any and everything because you got an ego and you can fight and whatever else, man. You got people looking up to you. People went to school with you, people from your city, people in your country. You got people part of the culture. They want you to succeed. But this ain't succeeding right here, man. And I understand, he's young. He's young. There's other fighters, professional fighters that have gotten into trouble, They have, a lot of talented fighters. Floyd Mayweather has gotten into trouble, this guy's he's done time, his dad has done time, Roger Mayweather has gotten into a lot of trouble. I mean, it's just these guys sometimes, man, Mike Tyson, has gotten into trouble, knocking dudes out in the street, I mean, the list goes on. The list goes on. But when you got this much talent, man, and you haven't even become a champion yet, you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you're gonna mess everything up. You don't want to mess all of this stuff up, man. You got a long way to go. And I like what he's doing so far in the sport of boxing. Shout out to Hamed. What's up, man? I like what he's doing in the sport of boxing. But like I said, man, for me to be a true fan of somebody, it's about what you do inside that ring and outside that ring. How do you carry yourself outside that ring? That's important. That's very important. That is a good question, on that Rose. She says, facts. Why is this video just now coming out? I don't know why they barely leaking this footage out. I don't know. It do be strange sometimes when, the timing of when they do stuff, Maybe it's strategic to try to get this guy focused off. He's getting ready to fight, it's coming up. I mean, literally right before his fight. So being that you bring that up, No Name Rose, that is kind of like that's strange that they will barely release this footage now. That article was just released. I mean, I seen it this morning. I'm already checking my timeline, seeing what's up. And it just happens that this footage is now leaked. And here it is. This guy got a fight coming up in a few weeks, but he got to deal with this. He was going to have to deal with this anyway. And can he stay focused despite having maybe legal issues against him. We've seen other fighters being able to handle that, man. Floyd knew he had to serve time, and he still was able to get in the ring and get the job done. I'm just saying. Is this going to change things for Shakur Stevenson going into this fight? This is going to be his first fight on pay-per-view. He's fighting on an undercard of Terrence Crawford and Amir Khan. And like I said, I've been thoroughly impressed with what he's been doing in that ring. And as far as 2019, I haven't heard of him getting into anything, any legal issues, no drama out here in these streets, you know. And the last thing he wants is to be building a reputation of, building up negative publicity, It's some of these guys that don't care, man. They want to pick a fight with somebody over the weekend or something like that, just to stay relevant, just to be their name to be mentioned in the media, like Broner or Tank or guys like that. These are losers to me. These guys don't care about setting the example, man. They guys don't care about fighting for the people, man. Representing the people, representing the culture in the right way. These guys is lames to me, bro. They don't represent us. They don't. Until these guys can actually change their character and grow the fuck up, I will never give these guys no respect like that. These niggas is not no people's champs. They don't represent me. They don't represent the culture. They represent the losers. I feel like, man, we should hold these champions at a high standard. Yes, they're in a brutal sport, but they made that decision, and based on what I've seen throughout the years coming up watching boxing, they've always been conscious of, the best fighters have always been conscious of the people and representing them in the right way. A lot of the greats, man, have represented us in the right way. A lot of these other little so-called quote-unquote champions, they're not doing that. They're not doing that, man. They fighting for themselves. They fighting for the check. They can give two shits about people, man. The fans, people that truly support them, pay money, give them a view, actually contribute to helping them succeed, to stay relevant. That's a big part of it, staying relevant. So maybe Shakur Stevenson can take this and turn this into a positive. Maybe he can address this and say, you know what? I was hanging around with the wrong people, and I was fully in the wrong, and he'll get full respect for that. But when if he tries to duck this, right, and not want to acknowledge this and own up to his mistakes, then it's just going to be a dark cloud over him, man, for his career, but this is going to be the big test about his maturity. Can he be mature enough to own up to what he did? You know what I mean? I understand, self-defense and all of that stuff, but could you have made a smarter decision at that particular time to where it didn't have to pop off like that? I mean, females was getting hit. I seen a chick get, decked in the jaw. He tried to hit the dude and hit a chick in the back of the head. It didn't have to go down like that. They could have just kept it moving, and a lot of these young niggas always trying to prove something. It'd be the young ones trying to prove something, man, I'm harder than anybody out here, till some of them pistols come out. Because everybody ain't trying to fight, especially if they know who you are. Like, bro, I'm not fighting you. You got me fucked up. You really serious? You think I'm going to get up in here and get beat on by a professional fighter? No, fight these bullets. Some of them guys got that mentality. So, yeah, he got lucky. He got lucky. These dudes got to be smarter, man. Shakur Stevenson got to move a lot smarter. If this other guy, I don't even know the other dude's name. I don't even need to know his name. That nigga looked like he's just a serious problem. And that was one of the biggest problems. I mean, he had to literally damn near drag the nigga out of there. Like, bro, come on, we got to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? We should have been left. That dark-skinned nigga was over there. He hit both of them, two chicks. He was fighting with two chicks. He fought with the chicks more than he fought with the dude. And one of the chicks was hanging with him. You know, he shouldn't even been in that situation. Period. Probably was intoxicated. You know what I mean? Anything. So hopefully, Shakur Stevenson has changed up. You know, the people that he kicks it with, because he got to realize, man, I'm a professional athlete, man. Whoever that nigga was that he was with, he definitely is not on the level of Shakur Stevenson as far as popularity, as far as people knowing who the hell he is. So hopefully Shakur Stevenson learns from this situation, man, and hopefully it's just a lesson to a lot of these younger boxers coming in. Some of them come from nothing, you know, and I understand coming in with you know, chip on your shoulder. A lot of people might be feeling like, you might not make it to the top. A lot of people got pressure, you know, a lot of them got pressure on them, and you know, they fighting more than opponents in the ring. They fighting a lot of criticism. They fighting doubters and naysayers. People saying that you know, even people it was people jumping in the chat, you know, on the video that I uploaded of the fight footage, like saying that this other guy's gonna beat Shakur Stevenson. Like, you know, so you know, I think Shakur Stevenson is a tremendous fighter. I think he's a future pound for pound fighter, in my personal opinion. But he can't let silly stuff like this get him off track. He got to stay focused, man. That's all I'm saying. He got to stay focused. Shakur Stevenson, I feel like, is he's gonna be one of them guys, man. You know, if he gets past this, and you know, like I said, hopefully he just owns up to his mistakes. I would love to see him do that and just be a mature man up. Get out of this beefing with dudes and stuff. Like, get out of that, man. Get out of that. You know, you're a professional, man. Samuel says, yeah, the one chick was giving him problems a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's just like, you know, that chick was ride or die. Like, it's different in the street. It's different in the street. Chicks is kneeing you in the nuts, scratching you up, biting, anything. You just like, damn, I wasn't ready for this wild shit. I'm just used to niggas shooting a fair one or whatever, you know. But like I said, it could have been worse. What's up, Joe? Joe says, don't want to end up the next AB. Hell no, you don't want to end up like AB. AB, so I mean, AB he just like to be in the media, man, for negative shit. Because he ain't doing nothing positive. You know, ain't nobody talking about his wins because he's not winning. He's not winning. So, you know, this nigga AB, like, shit, well, niggas ain't talking about me because I'm not winning. So I got to get them to talk about me for anything. Shit, I just need to, maybe I can get a victory out here in these streets and they can talk about that. You know? Charles D said they shouldn't be messing with chicks while their man is there. Hella disrespectful. Yeah, man, you know, they was out there looking for trouble. That's what it looked like. Anytime you with your homie and he out there with a nigga with a tank top, you got the wife beater on, that nigga looking for some trouble, bruh. He looking for some trouble. Why you out like that, nigga? You looking for some shit to get into. Looking like a super grimy ass nigga. You know, so Jordan Campini says AB sells fights based on his swag, not boxing skills. AB is a joke. AB is a joke, man. And everybody they keep kicking it with this guy, they keep getting you know what I mean? They looking like clowns too. Just like when Spence was hanging out with AB and they all got drunk and all that shit, looking like a clown. I roasted the hell out of his ass. You know, he deserved that shit too. You know, you a professional. You're on a whole nother level than a nigga like AB. You don't need to be hanging out with him. You know. Samuel Shaw says AB is a straight clown for no damn reason. I mean, hey, this nigga, man, he feels like being a clown is going to get the most attention. But the thing about it is, when you get that attention, what you going to do with it? Yeah, you got everybody. I mean, AB is good at getting everybody's attention. But when he gets everybody's attention and he get in that ring, we be like, what the fuck? Nigga, again? Again, you fooled us again, bro. So and then he say some dumb shit. I beat that boy. Say dumb shit in the press conference, like, well, when you want cheese on that burger, you know what you looking for. You need to look for some help. You got CTE. Charles D says AB was trying to hump Tank and shit. Yeah, they be doing all type of weird shit. I would never hang out with niggas like that. These niggas shouldn't even be kicking it with dudes that do dumb shit like that. That's dumb. What's up, Don? What's going on with you, man? You know. So we got to see, man. This could definitely shift his focus, though. Shakur Stevenson, as far as this fight he got coming up, man. This is gonna be, as far as the competition. I don't know if this is gonna be his best competition or not, but I would say that anytime you getting ready to go into a fight and you got to worry about legal issues and things like that, this is a distraction, man. That doesn't help you going into your fight. This is it's mostly mental. Most of this shit is mental, mentally. So if your mind is on something else instead of the opponent that's in front of you, man, that opponent can probably use that against you. But yeah, man, this nigga is trending today over some shit he did last year. The footage is just being released. And now, man, he got to deal with the backlash from it, man. He got to deal with the backlash. But 10 fights, 6 KOs. Of course, we know he's going to be fighting on April 20th against Christopher Diaz, who only has one loss, man. Never been stopped. 24 wins, 16 KOs. Dude got more KOs than Shakur got fights. I don't really recognize these people on his resume, but he lost to Masayuki. I don't really follow the featherweight division like that. The super featherweight division like that. So this could be his biggest test. But one thing I do know, that nigga Shakur know how to scrap, man. He know how to scrap. I just don't want to see him doing it outside the ring. I want to see him do it inside the ring. Just stay focused. But hopefully, he hangs in there. Oh, everything's all good over here, man. Shout out to you, Don. Make sure you sub, hit that bell, man. Charles D said I would have check hooked his ass. Jordan says rule number 1, don't get drunk and record yourself. I mean, these guys it's like, damn, bro, you didn't think it was no cameras around? This man just gonna let them hands fly, bro. That shit could have been worse, man. Sammy Shaw says, the dumbest shit AB said is that I'm going back to the block. Well, go, nigga. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Take your 4 loss having ass back to the block. Nigga, we will not miss you. Go back to the block, nigga. You don't want to dedicate yourself 100% to the sport anyway. Got all these, you part-time, all kind of shit. You part-time hustler on the block. You part-time boxer, part-time rapper, part-time, I don't know, the weird shit he do on the side that we ain't gonna even mention. Weird ass. Oh shit says, salute Black. When you young and got money, you think you're invincible. Luckily, he didn't injure his hands. Yeah, man. I think the other dude did, though. They say he had like cuts on his hand or something like that. Joe says, if you're a pro boxer and hurt someone, it could be worse than the average person. Way worse. Way worse. And a lot of these guys, man, like Charles D said, hitting his gated community. A lot of these guys be loving to act like they just so tough. Like, nigga, just chill, bro. Go home to your fam. I mean, I would give Errol Spence that though. This guy, hey, when he gets done with his fights, it seems like he go to the house, man, to his kids, and I can respect that, right? Anybody who got a situation that is solid at the house, man, See, when you ain't got shit solid at the house, man, you out here in these streets looking for something to get into. You looking for something to get into. You know, I don't even want to be hearing about the and it's like the ones that's actually doing what they supposed to do, they get in that ring and go to the house and handle business, spend time with their fam. You don't hear about these niggas in this, in the media like that until it's another fight being scheduled, you know? So yeah, it's a lot of times some of these guys get a lot of criticism and shit, like, for you know, ducking or whatever the case. But I can still get them some credit and say that, you know what, at least these motherfuckers ain't out here in these damn streets acting stupid, putting their hands on, you know what I'm saying, pedestrians, random people on the street looking for trouble, man. Out here like they just regular, Joe Blow out here. You know, I hate to bring up this situation like with the Nipsey thing. Like, man, when people know who you are, you gotta move differently, man. You can't just be out here like that. You can't just be out here like that. Fuck trying to be down with the hood and all that shit. And man, look, fuck that, bro. Go home to your wife, go home to your kids, go home to your fam. You know, be safe so we can see you back in the ring, bro. I don't want to hear about Shakur. None of these niggas getting locked up, getting into no damn trouble. That don't impress me, man. I respect mature men that take care of their business, man. Get in the ring. I want to see these guys fight the best. That's what I'm about. If you a champion, I'm gonna put the pressure on you. Best fight the best. If you're not a champion yet, fight whoever you need to fight. Develop, work on your skills, but you don't need to be working on your skills on niggas in the streets, bruh. That ain't what it is. I mean, this nigga Shakur was throwing hooks, uppies. Just come on, bruh. That ain't what it is. Charles D says you made it out the hood from boxing not to go back and risk it. Yeah. And boys, what's up, bro? He says Errol go right to a greasy burger and fries with a side of large pizza. Right. So Errol might go and to a restaurant and get his grub on, but at least he ain't in goddamn parking garages and welling off on people. Joe says he need to find a queen and focus on his business. Yeah, man, find you a beautiful queen out here, man. Stop being a little arrogant, immature boy, man. Time to grow the fuck up, man. You're a professional. So be a professional in every aspect, man. Inside the square circle and outside that motherfucker. Simon Shaw says trouble will definitely find you if you ain't got shit to go home to. Absolutely, man. If you ain't got nothing cracking at the house, you out here in these streets. Sometimes some of these niggas need a chick that's be like, nigga, have your ass home. Shit. Don't be out here with Lil Ray Ray. Ray Ray gonna get you in some shit. Telling you. Charles says, ask Samuel, I don't care if it's just me in the house. I'm rich and low as hell. Right. Some people is mature enough to where it's just like, look, I'm gonna be low key and I'm gonna be to myself. I ain't gotta be, it's just some niggas they feel like they gotta be hanging out with a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What's up, John Doe? He says if you're going to fight on the street, keep it on the low. Nah, he don't need to fight on the street at all if you're a professional boxer. And you can't hardly keep nothing low in this era. Everybody got a phone. They can hit record. Everybody got a social media. Everybody trying to go viral. It's cameras everywhere. Like, what made him think that shit wasn't gonna get seen? Unbiased says he need to stay in the gym and be focused. Yeah, I mean, I think he focused now. I'm hoping, man. I don't wish failure on nobody, man. You know what I mean? He got to stay focused though. Charles D says I'm rich with everything I need in the crib. Fuck that. Yeah, man. Get get to a position where it's like you got everything you need at the house. That way you ain't gotta be out here with these motherfuckers that ain't got everything. They looking for, to take it from somebody, or they just looking for to get into some shit, man. Cause they ain't got no life, man. Joe says, "What having a dude break his hand on the street for nothing?" Then hey, you know, you just gotta hold that L. You know, like yeah, he might be undefeated in the ring, but nigga, that's an L right there. That is an L. He gotta hold that L, man. People looking at him like, damn, bro, this how you moving out here, Shakur? Like I say, this happened last year, but they just now strategically releasing the footage now. It's like, damn, bro. But now everybody's seeing how bad that shit was. Like, it's one thing to hear about it, hear about what he did, but when you actually see it, you like, damn, Shakur? And who's this old nigga you was with, bro? That ain't the move, Shakur. That ain't it, bro. You gotta be smarter than this, fam. You know, I'm rooting for this man to succeed in life, man, and in that ring. But more importantly, man, I try to support these guys, root for these guys to succeed in life, man. Cause you ain't gonna box forever. So it's like, some of these guys, man, as soon as boxing is over, they fucked up. It ain't nothing else. Like, sometimes boxing was keeping these guys in line. But you still gotta have that order, that structure, you know? Charles G says, play in these streets if you want. Man, Shakur got lucky, man. He straight up got lucky, you know. But man, I'm not gonna be long, man. I'm about to give me some grub. I definitely want to just speak on this, man. But yeah, man, I'm just here to encourage these guys, man, to move smarter, man. They gotta be smarter. Cause more than anything, man, like, I pay attention to the character of these guys, man. I don't just get lost in what they doing in the boxing ring. It's about how you moving outside the ring as well. That shows the character of a real champion, a people's champion. Not just somebody who's just maybe just fighting for the check and don't really care about the image or the example that they setting for people that's gonna come after them or people that look up to them. Um, People who are fans of Shakur Stevenson, I'm sure that the last thing they wanted is to see that footage of him doing that shit. He probably lost a lot of fans off this footage, you know. But I think that he can regain that if he can own up to his mistakes, man. He's young. He's young, you know. And I mean, I'm not wishing him to lose no fans, nothing like that. But he needs to own up to this shit and be smarter, man. He definitely gotta be smarter. And being smart means sometimes you gotta cut certain people off, man. People you used to hang out with in high school or whatever. Hey, if you always get into some shit by hanging with these people, it just means that this ain't the ones you need to hang out with. Hit him up on the phone. Yo, bro, you good? You all right? You know what I'm saying? And keep that shit moving, Keep the shit moving. But really, that's all I got, man. I'm about to give me some grub, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. And I'm the Black Horseman, man. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. I'm out. Peace.